Hello, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hop into Government Contracts webinar. It's totally free tonight, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Go to bit.ly HOPINTOGC. Hey, hop into government contracting. Hello, everyone. I am Monique Spalding, CEO of SPMC International LLC and the founder of Government Contracting University. And I'm super excited to be with you here this morning. I want you to know that this is a time I'm going to be talking to you about building abundance through government contracts. I mean, the money is on the table. If you haven't been tuning in, if you're just watching this broadcast, first and foremost, share out the broadcast because sharing is caring. And this information may not be for you, but it may be for someone that you know. If you are a small business owner, if you know someone that has a small business and is interested in government contracts, or may even just want to hear more about the topic, you need to be at tonight's webinar. Go to BIT. It's totally free. bit.ly hop HOP into INTOGC. So that's bit.ly HOPINTOGC, just like it is there on the screen. So I'm super elated to be with you this morning. Want to give a wonderful shout out, great honor and privilege to be on the Reverend Dr. Danielle Winningham's platform. It is Government Contracting University's weekend. We are launching and we are going forth and have a wonderful webinar set up for you on this evening. It is at 7 p.m. Central. It's totally free, but you must register. And so the registration link is bit.ly HOPINTOGC. So go ahead and register. And when you register, you'll receive an opt-in to join our Facebook group called Hop Into Government Contracts as well. And so I have some comments. Let's see who's checking in. All right, D. Morris, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Queen. Thank you for tuning into the broadcast. And we also have CJ. Good morning, CJ. So happy to have you tuning into the broadcast. And so with that being said, just super elated. The first topic I want to talk to you about is the fact that we're talking about multi-million-dollar contracts. Again, if you haven't been following me on social media, my name is Monique Spalding, so you can always find me on social media, and I'm always on the BYOB Weekend Show, which is coming up later on this morning, so you don't want to miss that. But set your notifications to on for Danielle Winningham. You want to always have your notifications set to on for when she goes live, because she always has something great laid out for you on the table. Multi-million-dollar contracts. So let's talk about the numbers here. Okay, and again, for those of you who are just tuning in, I'm talking about Hop Into Government Contracts, the webinar that's taking place tonight at BIT. You register at bit.ly /hop, HOP, into INTOGC. And you go there and you register, and then you'll receive a opt-in for our Facebook group, where the Zoom link will be posted in the Facebook group. So just let me talk to you a little bit about the numbers. And I see Miss Precious Austin is here. Good morning, Miss Precious. Miss Precious is a client of Government Contracting University. Thank you for tuning in to the broadcast, Queen. So happy to have you this morning. So with that being said, let's talk about the numbers. Again, the federal government, there is city, state, and federal. So what I'm talking about is federal government contracting. The federal government basically has approximately 500 billion, with the B, say billion, $500 billion on the table annually. So like every year, it's a fresh pot of money that comes on the table that's for government contracting. And the word that they normally use is procurement. So government procurement contracts. And so 500 billion a year is on the table every year for government procurement contracts. So with that being said, you as a small business, what the government does is so that the big corporations don't get all the money. You know, you remember when the PPP first hit, the first round of the stimulus, and how all the big corporations were getting the money and the little guy, the small business owner, didn't receive any money. Well, in government contracting, the federal government has something set up for that, which is administered by the Small Business Administration, the SBA. And so with that being said, they take 23% of that 500 billion and they set it aside for small business. And so it's actually called, quote unquote, set aside. And so 23% of that 500 billion, which if you do the numbers and you do the math, that's $115 billion a year that's set aside for small businesses. And so with that being said, you have, as a small business owner, you have contracts that the big guys cannot bid on. This is totally contracts that are multi-million dollar contracts that are totally slated for small businesses. Okay. And then not only that, but many of you who are watching this broadcast are women. And so there's 5%, they take an additional 5% and set that aside for women-owned small businesses. And so with that being said, if you take 5% of the $115 billion, that comes out to a little over the 5.7 billion. Again, I'm not talking million. $5.7 billion that's on the table for women-owned small businesses, to bid on government contracts. So, and these are federal. So again, this is prime time. So these are multi-million dollar contracts that are available. I myself received 2 sources sought, and that's sources sought. Just really explanation is basically a federal agency saw my company in the government system, and they sent me an email based on my information that was in there, and they wanted to know if I would be interested in bidding on a contract when they do the RFP, which is a request for proposal. So when they do the request for proposal, they wanted to know if my company, SPMC International LLC, would be interested in submitting a bid. And so I'm reading and I'm reading and I'm reading and I'm reading. And then, I was interested already. I have to be honest with you. I really was. Before I saw the dollar amount, I was interested. And then when I saw the dollar amount and saw that it was for 16.9, each of those offers were for a contract for $16.9 million, I became very interested, and so this is a lucrative opportunity. It's not quick money, it's not fast money or anything like that. You do have to put in the time, you do have to put in the work. I'm going to be talking to you specifically about a wonderful program that I have put together to set you up for success, to position you to prosper in government contracting, to have your entity set up appropriately so that you can bid on government contracts. And I tell you, it's super exciting. So with that being said, building an abundance through government contracts, first and foremost, there's multi-million dollar contracts on the table. Okay. And you can also have subcontracting as well. You could be a prime contractor or a subcontractor. A prime contractor means that you won the contract directly from the government agency. A subcontractor means that you actually won the contract from a company that won the contract from the government. But nonetheless, we're talking money, 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 money. As we were talking last night, it's like money, 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 ching, ching in the bank, MBA, massive bank account. And so with that being said, just really elated to be talking to you about building an abundance with government contracts. Register for the free webinar tonight, Hop into Government Contracts webinar. It's the registration link is bit.ly/hop, HOP, into INTOGC. That's bit.ly/HOP, INTOGC. And you'll have the Zoom link posted in the Facebook group ready for you to come into the Zoom room on tonight. So the next topic is you want to talking about building an abundance with government contracts. You want to have a pipeline of contracts that you're actually bidding on. That's right. Companies that drive their business is driven in sales. They have a pipeline of sales. Well, you as a federal government contractor, you want to have a pipeline of contracts that you're bidding on. And so one of the things that I consult with my clients on is I assist them in developing that pipeline. Now, of course, I'm not going to be talking about that at the webinar tonight. That will be your next steps, which is actually included in the program that I'm offering. And all that will be discussed at the webinar. So you don't have to worry about missing out on any information or anything like that, because I'm going to tell you about that. But in building an abundance through government contracting, you want to have a pipeline of contracts that you're constantly bidding upon. You want to have contracts that you're forecasting out. Okay, these are the contracts that are coming up for bids in the next 6 months, in the next 12 months, in the next year and a half, even 2 years, even 3 years out. You're watching those contracts and as they're coming down the pipe, and you're putting your team together, to build on, to bid on those contracts. And so I'm super excited to help you in that journey. And I don't want to give too much away from the webinar, but I don't want you to feel like you're not going to get any information on that. You will receive information on that, because what I am laying out in the webinar would include a next steps aspect to what you are receiving. So go to bit.ly/hop, because it's Easter. It's the Easter season. It's the Passion Week. Hop, HOP, into GC. Go to bit.ly/HOP, to get registered for the webinar on tonight. It's at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm super elated to be with you. Good morning, Miss Rose. Miss Rose says, good morning. Good morning, Queen. Good morning. Thank you for tuning into the broadcast. So I'm super elated to be talking to you about building an abundance with government contracts. And so my next point in question, I just have a question for you. And it's just a simple question. What would you do if you could win $1 million contract today? What would you do with the money? And I'm telling you, because when I saw that contract on that source of thought for 16.9 million, I already had the money spent. My estate, was already built. My multi-million-dollar estate was built, and my new Mercedes AMG SUV was purchased. Paying cash for everything, of course. And of course, investing in more coaching and going to another level in my business, scaling up, leveling up, and things of that nature, hiring more personnel to help me facilitate my clients and things of that nature. So I won't say all the money was spent, but the house itself takes $1 million, So the first $1 million was definitely already gone out the window on the estate. But nonetheless, just really very excited to think about what a multi-million-dollar government contract can do for you, your family, and your life. Building abundance through government contracting. And it's so real. I had Coach Latalia Palmer on with me last night, the Dream Igniter, and she talked about igniting your dreams and how, it takes courage, to pursue your passion, and it takes confidence. You need confidence. You need to be confident, that this is going to happen for you and for your company, for your business. And you would be surprised. Don't I mean, because I'm talking about government contract, you heard me say government procurement contracts. You're like, oh, that's not for me. Don't disqualify yourself. Come to the webinar. I'm going to give you an opportunity to get on my schedule for me to make a call with you, either Zoom or on the phone, to have a meeting to discuss, your availability and the possibility of your industry and your niche being available to do government contracts. Is the government literally, buying what you have to offer, whether it be your services or your product, and so I'm super elated, to discuss that with you. Very passionate about the industry. I mean, it's an exciting time. It's the third quarter, even though we are in the calendar year of the second quarter, it is actually the government's third quarter. So, you want to hit it hard, you want to run hard, and you want to go after it. Go after your dream. Don't let anything stop you. If anything has been hindering you in 2021, of course, we know 2020, we had the pandemic and COVID-19, and we're still moving through that, wearing mask and social distancing, but nonetheless, step out in 2021 and be adamant that something good is going to happen for your business. What would you do with the money? What would you do with $1 million contract? And, I am just super elated to be your trainer, to be your facilitator on tonight at the webinar, as well as the 10-week course that we will be going into. And you'll receive all the information at the webinar. I'm not going to leave anything on the table. I'm not going to leave anything undone. Thank you, Miss Rose. Thank you, Miss Rose. That's right. Register for tonight's free webinar at bit.ly/HOPINTOGC. And so just really excited, because this is the Easter Bunny season, and we know that, okay, let me see. Hello, Miss, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Miss Asha. Okay, the URL, if there it is on the screen right there, you go to bit.ly/HOPINTOGC to get registered for the webinar. Be more than happy to have you in the Zoom room with me on tonight to discuss government contracting, to take your questions, and we will have some time for Q&A where I can answer your questions and things of that nature. So yeah, make sure you go, and there it is again there, Miss Asha, at bit.ly/HOPINTOGC. So that's really Hop Into GC, which is a version of the title, Hop Into Government Contracts. So super elated, super elated. Thank you, Miss Rose. Thank you for sharing as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you, Queen. Thank you for sharing out the broadcast. Thank you for tuning in. And so again, everyone, we're talking about hopping into government contracts. And you might be scratching your head like, I never really thought about that. You need to think about it, because there's money on the table. $500 billion approximately every year for federal government contracts. 23% of that, $115 billion, is set aside for small businesses. And if you are a woman, you receive 5% of that. Again, is set aside for women-owned small businesses, which is approximately $5.7 billion, not million, $5.7 billion available for women-owned small businesses. So with that being said, yes, ma'am, that is it, Miss Asha. Hope to see you there tonight. Looking forward to talking with you. That is it. You have the correct bit.ly link. Yes, ma'am. And then I also just want to reiterate the points that I was talking about. And I want to thank you guys for engaging. You're up so early this morning talking with me. It's just like 6:30 on Central Standard Time, so I just thank you for engaging with me on this live. Please share out the broadcast if you haven't done so, and do a hashtag shared. If you're watching the replay, type hashtag replay. So just want to go over again the topic of today's live, which is building abundance through government contracts. Number one, we're talking about billions of dollars that's on the table, that they offer multi-million dollar contracts. That was point number one. So there's multi-million dollar contracts that are available. Okay. Now, point number two is you want to develop a pipeline of contracts that you are bidding on at all times. And again, we'll be talking about that at tonight's webinar. So go to bit.ly/hop into GC. That's bit.ly/hop into GC. And I'll see you there tonight at 7 p.m. And then the third point, my question to you was, what would you do with a multi-million dollar contract? I mean, that's going to change the trajectory of your life forever. Thank you for sharing, Miss Asha. Thank you, Queen. Thank you for sharing. So again, it's go time. It's your season. It is time to get this done, and it's time to do this. This is really very lucrative. It's a great opportunity. You may not even know if your industry or your product or your service is something that the government purchases. Well, let me just assure you, first and foremost, that the government is the world's largest consumer of goods and services. So they buy just about everything, and so you will have an opportunity on tonight's webinar. I will give you my consultation link, my free consultation link at tonight's webinar, where I schedule a call with me so we can do an assessment of your business to see if you have a viable service or a viable product that the government will purchase. I can't blanketly say that they will without knowing what you do. So you have to come to the webinar. It's totally free. It's tonight at 7 p.m. Central. Super elated to be with you in the room. Go to bit.ly/HOPINTOGC to get registered. Make sure you join the Facebook group as well, and I will approve your request. Once you request to join the Facebook group, I will approve you to your request, and the link for tonight's webinar will be posted inside that Facebook group so that you would have it. And so 7 Central, just so you know, is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. And so, with that being said, just govern yourselves accordingly depending on what time zone that you are in. If you are just tuning in, or if you're watching the replay, welcome. It's Government Contracting University, GCU's launch on the Reverend Dr. Danielle Winningham's platform all weekend. We're talking about government contracting. And so I'm super excited. I am Monique Spalding, the CEO of SPMC International LLC and the founder of Government Contracting University, and super elated to be before you talking about tonight's webinar. So make sure you go register. It is totally free. It's at 7 p.m. Central. Go to bit.ly/hop into GC. That's HOPINTOGC to get registered. Hey, Michonne. Hey, you doing, Queen? How you doing? Let's see some other people. Hey, how you doing? Grand Rising. What's the Facebook group to join? You have to go register first, Queen. Let me show you this. You have to register first. Go to bit.ly/HOPINTOGC, register, and then you'll receive the link to join the Facebook group. Okay. And then if you can always inbox me. I'm Monique Spalding on Facebook. If you're having problems with the link, after the live is over, I will also go back and put it in the comments so that you would have it. But some people have already posted it, like Miss Rose and Miss Asha. So you want to go to bit.ly/hop, HOPINTOGC, to get registered. So I'm really excited for you tuning in to the broadcast, Miss Courtney. And so I'm really excited to talk to you tonight about government contracting. What industry are you in? Just drop in the chat real quick in the comments while we're live what industry you're in, and we can have a discussion. And for those of you who are tuning in, let me know where you're tuning in from. What city and state are you tuning in? What area of the world are you watching this live in? Just curious as to what your industry, and drop your industry, what your industries are, and we can talk about that real quick while I'm live here, but feel free to come to the webinar tonight. Feel free to inbox me, but I want to see you in the room. Space is limited. Okay, let's see. Miss Courtney says, me too. I have a moving company and I'm a realtor from Atlanta. Okay, wonderful. Well, definitely transportation and logistics is on the table. Definitely. And then you're a realtor from Atlanta. That is awesome. So I'm going to try to see if I can't promise, but due to scheduling, I'm going to have, hopefully we'll have a guest speaker coming on the platform this weekend. I can't make any promises because we were supposed to schedule some things this morning, but the schedule changed. So, but she is a former GSA contracting officer, and she had some information about realtors and real estate and government contracting. So Miss Courtney, I really do hope to have her on the platform this weekend. Again, I can't promise, but nonetheless, with your moving company, with you being in real estate, and let me just tell you this, because this is something I do know. I don't need the guest on here to tell you this, to drop this nugget to you. You can actually invest as a realtor. You can be an investor, invest in properties, and then rent those properties out to the government. Aha, that's a freebie, a nugget there right here on the live. Okay, Miss Asha says she's a custom wig maker. Well, I want you to know that there are government agencies out there that purchase wigs, so you're in the running, Miss Asha. I hope you attend the webinar on tonight. I would love to talk to you about your business, so yes, and Miss Asha says that she's tuning in from Toronto. Okay, wonderful. Welcome, Queens. So glad to have you with me on this live today. So, just super elated to talk about this topic of government contracting, building your abundance. Again, there are multi-million-dollar opportunities. Let's see, Miss Courtney says, awesome, didn't know that. Looking for info on contracting within transportation industry. Most definitely. Well, I'll be discussing at the webinar tonight all things government contracting, so we will definitely be diving in and digging in. Make sure you go to the link to register. Go to bit.ly/hop into GC. That's HOPINTOGC, and get registered. And then once you register, you'll have the autoresponder will give you the link to go over to the Facebook group, and I will admit you into the Facebook group on this morning. So with that being said, I'm actually going to get out of here. I'm super elated. Stay tuned, because this is Government Contracting University's weekend. We're talking about government contracting all weekend, and the BYOB show, the weekend show, will be following me up at 8:30 Central Standard Time. And so super elated. I'll be back talking more with a panel about government contracts and tonight's webinar. So you don't want to miss that either. Stay tuned. Please follow me on social media. Oh, and let me say this too. For those of you who are on Clubhouse, I am on Clubhouse. Yes, I am. I am on Clubhouse. And so, with that being said, with me being on Clubhouse, there you go. You can follow me. There's my name, Monique Spalding. I have 3 clubs on Clubhouse, and you want to make sure you're following. If you go to my profile, and my name is, as it appears here on the screen, Monique Spalding, you want to follow me and go to the bottom of my profile, my bio, and you'll see GCU. You want to follow that club. That's the Government Contracting University. There's a Small Business Owners Club. You want to follow that club as well. And then there's the WIGC. And you might be saying, what's WIGC? And WIGC is Women in Government Contracting. So you want to follow that club as well. So with that being said, I'm going to get out of here so that the BYOB weekend show can make its way in and be prepared to talk some more about government contracting with you. Set your notifications to on. Follow me on social media. Follow me on Facebook. My name is, as it appears, Monique Spalding, and I'll be more than happy to discuss government contracting with you. Now, keep in mind, tonight at the webinar, I will be giving you an overview of government contracting, some of the points that I've talked about on this live, I'll be discussing. There will be an open Q&A, and you will also have an opportunity to have access to my Calendly link so you can schedule a call with me. And I normally do those either via Zoom or by cell phone. So with that being said, thank you for tuning in to the broadcast. Thank you for sharing, everyone. Again, if you're watching the replay, do hashtag replay, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.